Hello, once again, everyone. I'm your host, Ray Shasho, and welcome to another edition of the Interviewing the Legends, brought to you by the Rockstar Chronicles, Series 1, my new book featuring over 45 intimate conversations with the greatest music legends the world will ever know, available now at bookbaby.com and amazon.com. Well, Bruce Sudano returns on October 1st, 2021, with a fresh offering of Dispatches from the Heart on his latest EP of new original songs, Ode to a Nightingale, to be released on his own Purple Heart recording company. The new record succeeds a pair of equally immediate, thoughtful, and urgent mini albums issued in 2020, released last April, Spirals Volume 1. Not a Straight Line to be found was praised by Americana Highways for its 5 moving songs about life, love, and death that captivate and hold the listener's attention. Sudano's October 2020 release, Spirals Volume 2, Time and the Space in Between, garnered a 4-star review from American Songwriter, with freelance writer-author Lee Zimmerman noting Sudano's found himself on a steady roll, and I agree with that. Noted for his songwriting for Dolly Parton, Michael Jackson, and of course Donna Summer, and his own hits with the band Brooklyn Dreams, Sudano has established a reputation in his own rights, fitting his latest release began with solo sessions at his home studio in Milan, Italy. How lucky is he? In all, Bruce Sudano views Ode to a Nightingale as an excellent summation of his musical capabilities. I tend to write 5 kinds of songs: philosophical song, a spiritual song, a love song, a social consciousness song, or a story song. As I look back on this record, I think, okay, you hit all the points, all of the kinds of songs that you would write. Please welcome singer, songwriter, noted for creating songs for such artists as Michael Jackson, Dolly Parton, Reba McEntire, and his late wife, the Grammy Award-winning singer Donna Summer, Bruce Sudano, to Interviewing the Legends. Hello, Bruce.
Wow, that was a lot to say. Congratulations.
We're done, man.
Right, there's nothing left.
It's over. It's over. We got you on cam. We got your bio. It's over. That's all we need. I got to talk about, first of all, you had 2 incredible releases with Spirals, Volume 1 and 2. And I listened to all of them, every track. I always do. And for some reason, I like Spirals Volume 2 better. And I think a lot of other people did too.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's always interesting for me to try and understand what people like, and more than others, you know, and my songs are all my babies. It's like I've come to realize. I've been thinking about collaborating, and, I've been doing these different kinds of videos for my songs over the last couple of years. And it's really been a fun experience for me to interact with different directors and creators in creating the videos for the song, as well as, I work with a couple of great producers on my records, Steve Adabo on Spirals Volume 1, and Randy Ray Mitchell on Volume 2, and on the new record, Ode to a Nightingale. So these are collaborative efforts that I really enjoy, sharing the load, being able to separate myself and get input from other places. But when it comes to the songwriting, that's the place that I own for myself, because that's who I envision myself as, and that's so all of these songs are basically my babies. I painstakingly live with them and live them out and live them through and try to bring them life. So it's interesting for me to see what resonates and what doesn't. And you know, I think the biggest difference with Volume 2 and Volume 1, you know, with Spirals Volume 1, I like to say that I completed a cycle that basically began with a record I did 4 or 5 years ago called "With Angels on a Carousel," and that record was begun when my wife Donna Summer was sick, right. And I basically wrote my way through that whole process of loss and losing and all of that, you know, and that kind of concluded with at the end of Spirals Volume 1 with a song called "See You When I Get There."
I got you.
And you know, that particular song on that record is preceded by another song called "In the Garden of November," which basically finds me sitting, you know, in a park at a crossroads of looking over one shoulder at the past and looking over the other shoulder at the future, you know. And so when I got into Spirals Volume 2, this is where I'm going with this whole saga, is that, you know, I you know, fell in love again. I started, my spirit started to lighten.
Right.
So the production became a little poppier, a little more upbeat. So I think that's why maybe that resonates with people a little bit more than some of the moodier, darker, you know, heavier things.
Exactly.
And you know, and I've continued that into this new album,
sure.
Where I've really, with the new record, although this first song that's released is called "In Shadowland," and it's a bit of a moodier kind of piece, but the record overall of "Ode to a Nightingale," the whole album, you know, I've dipped down more again into my pop roots, production wise.
Right.
I dipped into my vocal harmony roots more into this new record as well. I used a lot, you know, more harmony sections, and I had a lot of fun with it. On the new record, I as you said, I recorded it in Milan. In this way, I recorded it in Milan and Los Angeles, but I wrote the songs, did all my vocals, my acoustic guitar parts, all my harmony parts, and some keyboard parts.
Wow.
And then shipped it to LA to Randy Ray Mitchell, my guitarist and producer. And he kind of took it from there. Then I went back to Los Angeles, tweaked some things, and we mixed. But you know, in terms of the songs themselves, I really wanted this record to have more tempo.
Sure.
To be a little bit more poppy in terms of feeling and vibe, because I feel all of us as a culture, you know, as a worldwide culture, you know, we've been through and continue to go through kind of this limbo kind of unknowingness, creating our worlds within our worlds and maintaining. And so I just felt that, you know, we needed a little bit more tempo and upbeat, and so hopefully I've accomplished that.
I agree. It's "Ode to Nightingale." I gave it 5 stars, man. It's a great EP. I love it a lot.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, I just wanted to mention some of the other videos you have out there, since we were talking about Spirals. You got a lot of popular videos out there. One of them from Spiral, "The Promise," which gets so many views. That's a really, really popular video. "It Don't Take Much Because I Do." That's another one. And one from the past, "Batshit Crazy." which is really cool.
You know, we all know that person. you know.
Yeah, it's funny. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. You'll love them, but you got to keep your distance because otherwise they'll suck you in.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Well, "Ode to a Nightingale." Let's see. Some of my favorite tracks.
ah,
I think "Cosmic Ride"
yes,
sounds a little bit like Tom Petty in a way. Like you
yeah,
said, he brought out that poppiness.
yeah. Cosmic Ride is a fun song, I
Mhm.
think, and you know, when I sent the song to Randy, I like I said, I sent vocals and acoustic guitar, and then we discussed how to approach this track,
Mhm.
and we both have, and we kind of hinted at this on Spirals Volume 2 with the song "It Don't Take Much," where we kind of hinted at traveling Wilburys.
Right.
And so with Cosmic Ride, it's a little bit more of an upbeat,
Yep.
aggressive song. And so again, we took a Jeff Lynne. We're big fans of Jeff Lynne production and
Mhm.
Traveling Wilburys, and everybody in the Wilburys. Petty, Orbison, Dylan,
Mhm.
Harrison. So it's an homage to all of them in that song, and it's going to be the first radio song that we go after.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Great.
I think the release date is some point in September,
Mhm.
and yeah, so that's Cosmic Ride. Yeah,
Fatal Love. For some reason, I'd love to hear this one at the beach. It's kind of, it kind of hints
yeah,
of a beachy tune. It's laid back, beautiful
yeah,
track, beautiful
yeah.
track.
You know, I think our approach on that one was, we wanted to hint at the records of Steve Miller.
There
You
you
know,
go. Yep.
uh, that's where we were going there, and you know, all of this is, it's not to throw back. I mean, I very much want to be in the moment of production style
Mhm.
and all those things. So I mean, I think we try to reach back and but also at the same time bring it forward. So
Right.
so that's the goal anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean, you have your own sound, your own voice, your own songwriting. It's all you, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
nice when you
yeah,
hear hints of other favorites in the
yes,
music. And
yeah,
that happens with
yeah,
everybody,
yes,
everybody does that.
yeah,
"Ode to a
yeah,
Nightingale." That's the title track, beautiful track. Love it.
yeah.
Um,
Thank you, Ray.
yeah, love it. In Shadowland, of course, another great track, official video out there.
Yeah.
That's out there. And there's the other video or single that's coming out is Doobie Doo, right? That coming out in September or something like that.
Yeah, that's going to be the second song that we debut from the record.
Right.
It's coming with a lyric video.
Good.
Uh, this was a song that I was trying to dip into the spirit of Al Green's Love and
Mhm.
Happiness,
Love Al Green.
and a little bit of the Rascals groove, and just to encompassate that vibe of just a Saturday afternoon in the park, being with somebody that you love, not just escaping the realities of life for a minute and just having a carefree day, and so that was the goal with that one.
My comment on that track, Doobie Doo Day Trippin', that's the actual title.
Yeah, yeah,
Very smooth. That's what I wrote
yeah.
down. Very
Uh,
smooth.
uh,
Yeah, love it.
yeah.
Talk about Not Your Hero. That's an
Not Your
interesting.
Hero.
Yeah.
Well, Not Your Hero is a story song, and it's I think interestingly enough, is that it's a song that everybody that hears this song really resonates with this song, because I think we all have lingering relationships and people that we've had in our lives for a long time that we've clung to, and it's the kind of relationship that when we get lost in where we are, we reach back or reach over and call on this person to dig us out of the hole or bring us back, but there also comes a time when you have to make that break, because you have to go on with your life, and you can't, be dragging this other thing along with you if you want to move forward. So Not Your Hero is the statement of, okay, we have to end this. We have to break this off, and both of us have to move forward on our own and go on with our lives, so.
Bruce, you should be writing screenplays. You know that? Because I see movies in a lot of your tracks.
Well, I don't know. Maybe somebody else can take it or write a screenplay. It's like I really love being a songwriter.
Right.
People have approached me at this point in my life and like, you need to write a book, and maybe one day I will. But at this point in my life, I really love writing songs. It's where I feel I'm home. I'm really grateful that at this point in my life, I can still be so inspired and so creative, and still feel that I'm continuing to grow. So we'll see what the future has, but right now I'm really happy being a songwriter.
Yeah, they asked me, I've got several books out there, one that could be a screenplay, but I'm not a Hollywood guy. I'm like you. I love music. I'm into the musicians, and that's it.
Yes.
I don't have any interest in Hollywood at all.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. All about the music. I think the song that really captures your songwriting is All Hands. When the truth is spoken, mirrors. Beautiful lyrics all the way through. That's a great song.
Thanks, man. It was actually the first song that I wrote for the record. It's interesting that it's the last song on the album, but it was actually the first song that I wrote that I was like, all right, I'm on, because look, there's 7 songs on this record, and that doesn't mean that I only wrote 7 songs, everything that I write, I don't deem worthy for publication. But I kind of know when I hit the pocket of, okay, I'm in the groove of what's coming next. And All Hands was the first song that I kind of hit that spot with. And it's relevant for the moment, and it's relevant for all time, and it's relevant for every individual, to all try to assume our own responsibility to make the world a better place, and to do our little part. Because, at the same time, when you look at the scope of it all, it's easy to feel really helpless. And it's real easy to feel let's take climate, okay, so is the best that I can do is throw my, plastic water bottle that I bought at the airport in the right bin? If that's the best I can do, at least let me do that, Yeah.
Are you hard on yourself as far as songwriting and, that kind of thing, recording?
I'm not hard on myself.
No?
I really, I think that I put the time in. I give myself the chance to find the muse.
Right.
That's kind of what it is for me. I look for those pockets of being inspired, and when I recognize I find a little pocket, then I'll switch my hat and put on the craft part of being a writer and try and finish it out properly. But I'm not hard on myself. I'm a big guy who likes the flow in the flow of my life, right now I'm in a little hotel room on the Mediterranean in this little town called Nervi outside of Genoa.
Wow.
And I'm here for a few days, and I don't even have a guitar with me, and I'm like, okay, I don't have to write now. I don't, it's like, but I'm here, I'm talking to you. I'm happy to be talking to you. And
thank you.
I'm gearing up to going back to LA. I have my first gig at the Mansion on O Street, September 12th.
Right.
It's my first gig in, I don't know how many, a year and I don't know what. And I'm looking forward to getting back into LA, getting in the rehearsal with my band and hitting it, so.
Well, I hope you come to Florida, man.
Where are you in Florida?
West Coast, about 45 minutes south of Tampa, near, you used to live here. I'm in Sarasota.
Yeah, I had a house in Minnesota Key.
Yeah, that was very close. That's right.
Yeah. So
it's been beautiful here too, by the way.
Yeah, nice.
It's been gorgeous.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do Donna and I had some great years on Minnesota
Key.
We had a beautiful house there, and our daughter Amanda got married there. I don't know if you're familiar with Johnny Swim, but Abner and Amanda, my daughter and son-in-law, got married there in Minnesota Key. We had a beautiful time. So
you had some beautiful daughters, by the way.
Yep.
Very lucky.
Beautiful inside and out, man. I've been really blessed. I have 9 grandkids and
congratulations.
So yeah, I mean, I've had a really nice life. It continues to be blessed. I always say that, the biggest tragedy that I've had in my life is losing Donna, you could ask why morning, noon, and night, and some things you just don't have answers for, but you have to pick up and keep living out your purpose and see what tomorrow brings. So
yeah, I've been hearing now they're thinking it might have been was it radon? I guess that might have had something to do with the lung cancer. Is that true, or are we?
I mean, I don't know. There's many hypotheses, but I don't know why. Doctors really don't know why. It's we all have our walks to walk, and none of us know. At the end of the day, the thing is, for me anyway, and Donna modeled it beautifully, is to live with grace, and try and go out gracefully. It's, I mean, you take a song like in Shadowland, and kind of what I'm hinting in that song is, we don't know where we come from when we come into this place.
Yeah, true.
And we kind of don't know where we go when we go out. So we just have to live, we know that we're spirit, and try and stay in the flow of that and do it gracefully. That's the challenge, I think.
Yeah. Donna hit me hard. Of course it hit you the worst, but I was a DJ, a top 40 guy back in late 70s, and I played so much Donna summer music. As a matter of fact, Bad Girls was so hot at the time. And it's like losing part of you in a way.
Yeah.
I loved her music so much.
Yeah, it's great, because sometimes I go back and listen to Donna's music much more now than I ever did because I was just immersed in that for so long, but such great records, such great records,
Fantastic.
Donna, Giorgio, and Pete,
Hmm.
Harold Faltermeyer, Keith Forsey, Thor Balderson, Sylvester LeVay, such,
Hmm.
and I'll throw Joe Bean Esposito and Eddie
Yeah.
Hoganson, into the mix. And it was just a great, great bunch of talented people, Neil Bogart, at
Neil Bogart.
Casablanca,
Yeah.
everybody that worked there. So, it's like when you have magic that happens like that, it starts with Donna and the great talent that she was,
Yes.
the light that she brought, the joy and exhilaration that, and hope that she gave to so many people just through the sound of her voice and the mood of her music, and just a beautiful thing, and an amazing legacy,
Yeah.
that she has.
I'm a rocker from way back, but I did get caught up in the disco scene because of Donna.
Yeah. Well, she was just the real deal, man. Ray, she was just the real deal.
Yeah.
It's like she was just a pure artist, with a tremendous gift and
Hmm.
tremendous empathy. It's I just learned so much from her.
Yeah.
I just learned so much from her. So blessed to have her, in my life for we were married for 32 years,
Yeah. Yeah.
and my daughters, I see all three of
Hmm.
them, and they just resonate with so much of their mom,
Yeah.
you know. So
Any singers there? I mean, would you,
well, check out Johnny Swim.
okay.
If you're not hip to Johnny Swim, Abner and Amanda, my daughter Amanda Grace and
Right.
her husband Abner, they are rocking great.
Awesome.
Have their own TV show on the Magnolia Network called the Johnny Swim Show.
Oh, wow.
Uh, make great music. They have a new album coming out really soon.
I'll check them out.
My daughter Brooklyn,
Hmm.
great actress. She's in this new series, well, from last year called Cruel Summer.
Hmm.
I don't know if she's filming something today as a guest star. She's been in Taken, all the CSI, all that stuff.
Wow.
So she's great. I'll give you a little tip here. A
Okay.
little. We're working on the Donna Summer documentary.
Awesome. Very,
Uh,
very good.
we have a director who is named Roger Ross Williams,
Okay.
who is an Academy Award-winning documentary director. Most recently directed the Motown documentary
I
from
saw
last
that.
year.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's co-directing it with my daughter Brooklyn,
Oh, good.
and so at some point in the next year, 2 year and a half, I think that'll be out there. So
Is the stage show production still happening, or what's up with that?
uh, it's the summer, the
The
Donna Summer
musical.
musical.
Yeah.
The U.S. tour picks up in November,
Oh, good. Good. I haven't
and
seen it yet. That's why.
it'll be down in Florida,
Good.
at some point. I know as part of that tour.
Okay.
So when it comes around, holler at me, and I'll try and hook you up.
Yeah, I want to take my wife to that. We
Yeah,
both, huge fans of Donna Summer.
yeah.
You did get remarried, right, to Francesca?
I did. I married.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you. Hence my time in Milan. Francesca is a gallerist. She's an art gallerist. She has a
Oh,
gallery in
great.
Milan
Wow.
and one in Tribeca. It's called Kaufman Repetto, and she represents contemporary artists, and so it's kind of interesting. So she knows very well how to deal with me because she's used to dealing with artist mentality. So
That's good.
yeah, yeah,
um, Me and my wife are interested in taking a trip to Italy. Okay,
yeah.
one place we were intrigued by, is it Positano? Is that how you say it?
Capitano, yes,
What a cool place.
yes. Very cool place.
Yeah.
Definitely do it.
Okay.
Definitely do it. I was there. I don't know if it was last year. It was about a year and a half ago. And the funny story is, so we're there. I forgot the name of the hotel, but there's one like super popular hotel there that, and Francesca's kind of connected. So she knows the guy that runs the hotel because he collects art in the hotel.
Right.
So we get a really nice rate, a really nice room in this really cool hotel. And one day, a guy says to us, "Look, you can take my boat." And he has this, it's called a rave, I think, this boat, but it's like a 1950s wooden, boat with a thing. So we go out on a boat and, we take it to this little alcove somewhere on the Mediterranean, and we're diving off the boat and swimming around, and it's cool. And then we say, okay, so there's this restaurant, who I don't remember the name of, but anybody in the know knows it. And so we take the boat to the restaurant, and we get off the boat, and we go out and we sit at a table. And literally 2 minutes after we sit down, David Foster and his new, not that at that point they weren't married yet. Catherine McVie come walking in, and it's like, yo, hey, so all the big shots are there, so you'll fit right in, Ray.
What's so cool about it? It's like everything's up on a big hill, and you have, the way it goes, it leads into the beach and the water, but you got all these restaurants and hotels and souvenir shops all the way down, man. It's
all the way
so
down.
Cool. Yeah, I love it.
It's a beautiful place, and it's really the swimming in the Mediterranean is really a nice thing, because the water is more salty than we're used to, and it's also warmer than we're used to.
Well, that's good.
So so it's really easy to swim and just lounge around, and so you'll enjoy it. Do it. Let me know when you're coming.
I'm going to do it. I just want to check out the COVID situation there and make sure,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same here as everywhere.
Is it?
Except, I think there's less vaccine and mask resistance here, so people are generally, outside. People are kind of free, but anytime you walk inside, people are masking up and trying to keep their distance. So we do the best we can.
I did the DNA test about heritage and found out I was like 55% Italian, because my family actually migrated from Italy to Syria. They came from, and then on my mom's side, they're from Spain. So I got that Mediterranean thing going on in my blood. So
for sure.
Do you speak Italian fluently?
No.
No?
No, he says with an attempted Italian accent.
There's no excuse.
I have no excuse. It's really pathetic. It's almost embarrassing, But I have an Italian wife who doesn't want to be my teacher.
She'll teach you. Yeah.
No. So
she'll make you learn.
She basically leaves me on my own, But I'm actually slowly getting better. But no, I'm nowhere near fluent yet. But I'm getting better.
Well, I had a Cuban mom, and same thing with me. I was stubborn learning Spanish.
Yeah.
I should be speaking fluent too.
Yeah, my son-in-law Abner is Cuban.
Oh, really?
And his family came over on the boat lift in 1980.
1980, yeah.
And so we had a big discussion the other night about Cuba, and he's the only one in his immediate family that was actually born in Jacksonville.
Really?
And not born in Cuba. So he tried to go over about a year and a half ago. as part, he was doing Johnny Swim had some kind of hookup with Red Bull, and Red Bull was going to supply them with a camera crew to go over and shoot for like a week in Cuba, with Abner going to Cuba for the first time. But the Cuba would not let him in the country because his father was was against Castro.
Sure.
And I guess he's on some, list that they wouldn't. Everybody else on the crew got the visa, but they wouldn't give Abner the visa. So hopefully, we're hoping that things are going to change there, and that I'm not a fan of the approach that we have now. I think I'm more of the approach of try and give people a chance to find freedom on their own. I think the protocol that we've been using for all these years hasn't worked yet. So let's try something different,
Well, I was excited when the Cubans are finally standing up, especially marching in their own country. They never did that.
No,
but it's kind of quieted down right now. I wonder why,
Well,
always happens like that.
The government can be very heavy-handed,
it's a shame, man. Those people are suffering. Have you seen the videos of the supermarkets and how much food they have on shelves and things like that? It's horrible. Yeah. It really is.
No, it really is.
It's very sad.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of trouble in the world right now. I just posted on my Instagram now, like, what about the Afghanistan women? What about, like
it's horrible.
Man, anyway.
I know. I know. It's never ending. It really isn't. You didn't know Kobe Bryant, did you? He spoke perfect Italian.
I didn't know Kobe, but he's famous along with Mike D'Antoni in Italy, for being Americans in basketball, So I'm a big Knicks fan. Basketball is my Knicks basketball is my one Yankee thing. I was big into Mike D'Antoni when he was coaching the Knicks, and I'm very closely watching this Knicks resurgence, and it's my early morning website go-to. ultimateknicks.com. What's new?
I go way back, man. The Busher, Willis Reed.
Yeah, I'm there with you, bro.
Frazier was incredible, the way he said. I guess they didn't have the 3-point shot back then, right?
No, they didn't. They didn't. Earl the Pearl, then then when they got into the 90s with Ewing and Starks and Allen Houston and all that. And,
always had some great players.
Yeah. So, they're getting it back together. We'll see what happens.
I'm a big hockey fan, and coming from Tampa Bay, come on.
Yeah. Got to do it.
What was it like growing up in Flatbush? My parents, my dad was from Brooklyn. He was from Bensonhurst. I still got family up there. I used to visit all the time. I know what Brooklyn's all about. What was your family life like growing up in Flatbush?
Yeah, I had a really kind of idyllic coming out of post World War II America. It was a time of hope. It was a time when you could be a lower middle class guy and have a chance to step it up and to be able to buy a home, and my parents were those people, and so I had a relatively middle class upbringing in a neighborhood where there were Jews and Germans and Irish and Italians, and my first band, Alive and Kicking, that I put together in 1968 or something with Pepe Cardona, was Puerto Rican, and
Mhm.
you know, it was just a really great time to be brought up, and it was a great time for music. You know, I was coming out of the tail end of the doo-wop era into, you know, the Beatles and the Rolling
Yeah.
Stones, and all of that, you know, and it was just the time of great Brooklyn songwriters for me to emulate, you know, Lieber and Stoller, and Doc Pumis, and Carole King, and Neil
Yeah.
Sedaka, and Neil Diamond, you know, and so it was just a great time to grow up, and Brooklyn is the heart and soul of who I am. You know,
Yeah.
I have a daughter whose name is Brooklyn. You know, my band was Brooklyn Dreams. You know, so I'm a big believer in Brooklyn and the spirit of Brooklyn. You know, to me, the spirit of Brooklyn was, you know, it was a melting pot of people to where
Exactly.
you know, you could be living, you know, your father could be a plumber and you could be living next door to a brain surgeon. It's that kind of dynamic, and you know, all the dreams of possibility are right across the bridge in New York City, you know, so it was always tangible to dream from Brooklyn, you know,
Yeah.
it's the way I saw it. So.
And like in my dad's day, if you wanted to be a mobster, that you can do that too.
You can do that too. Certainly as a teenager growing up, as a musician playing all those clubs in Brooklyn, I certainly had my fair share of contact with that. In fact, on the first Brooklyn Dream song, there's a
Yeah.
song we wrote called "Another Night at the Tango,"
Uh-huh.
and the Tango is one of the clubs we play. But the first line of the song is "Three Finger Brooksy. He's got a Tootsie, one
Yeah.
on each arm," you know, and he was the guy that ran the club, the Tango, that we played at back in the day. So.
Yeah, my dad grew up, you know, you had the Jewish neighborhood, you had the Italian neighborhood, and sometimes they didn't get along, but he got along really well with the Italian guys. And I think he knew this guy named Johnny the Babe that became like a made man or whatever. But they all grew
uh
up together, you know,
yeah,
basically. Yeah,
yep. They're all there.
they were
They
all
were
there.
all there. Yeah.
Yeah, Brooklyn's
Yeah.
an interesting place. When I was there, nobody had air conditioning. There was a fan in the window. It was kind of
Yeah.
rough visiting when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Like,
well, back then, you know, I mean, I have memories of being a kid, and you know, and not having air conditioning, and just laying on the bed, and everything was
yeah,
kind of just damp from the humidity.
yeah.
But they got air conditioning in Brooklyn now. Don't worry about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I got two last questions for you. Is there a
Okay.
song that when you listen to, you just get really emotional about? I mean, we all have those.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's one song. Well, I'll give you two Donna songs for two
Okay.
different reasons, just as a Donna answer to that question.
Okay.
There's a song on the Bad Girls album called "There'll Always Be You,"
Mm-hmm.
which was a song she wrote for me. And there's another song that she sang that is called oh yeah, I got it. It's a song that I wrote the lyric for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called "Take Heart."
Okay.
And it's a song about leaving this world,
Mm-hmm.
and so whenever I listen to her singing that song now, it's almost for me, it's her singing those words back to me now,
Right. Right.
and so it takes on a whole other different meaning.
Yeah.
Other songs that move me. You know, I mean, there are just like a whole lot of Bob Dylan songs
Mm-hmm.
that move me.
Bruce, you still there? Hello. Hello,
Songwriters
Bruce.
that
Okay. We got we got stuck there for a minute, frozen up. Are you still there? Okay, we're having some technical difficulties with Bruce. Hello, Bruce. Bruce, are you there? Okay.
Unmute.
There you go.
I'm
You're back. You're back. Okay. That happens.
Sorry,
It happens a lot.
Okay.
I had
Where was I?
I had Rod Argent on a few days ago, by the way.
Hey, he's a buddy.
He's cool, isn't he?
Yes, he sure is.
Yeah, that was a pretty good tour. You and the Zombies.
We had so much fun, man. You know, it was such a treat for me to be able to stand in the wing of the stage every night and watch their set. And we had a good time. They're such talented guys and such gracious English gentlemen.
Yes, they are.
Proper. You know, I also did a tour with Colin. And we had a great time. I learned so much from them. You know, this solo performing thing for me, you know, is really a relatively new thing because I was always in a band,
right?
And or I was, you know, singing with Donna. I didn't have to bear the burden of entertaining an audience on my own until, you know, this last 7 years. So it's been a good learning experience for me. I've grown in it, and Colin and Rod were very helpful in pointing out different things to me of what I had to bring to an audience that would be entertaining and interesting for an audience.
Yeah, and
they allowed me to work it out, you know, in front of them, you know, right, with their audience, you know. So I'm forever grateful, and I look forward to doing more shows with them in the future.
Bruce, when you're on stage, is it sometimes just you and a guitar, or do you have a band behind you? How are you doing shows?
Yeah, it's a combination of three different things.
Okay.
Typically, when I go out with the Zombies, it's me and my guitarist Randy Ray Mitchell.
Okay.
And so we do a duo. If I'm doing gigs on the West Coast or on the East Coast, I have a West Coast band and I have an East Coast band.
Right.
So I'll do those shows with the band. And then other shows when I'm just traveling around the country, I do it solo. And there, you know, like when I did a whole UK tour with opening for Colin, and I did that solo. And you know, they're all interesting dynamics and fun and challenging, you know, right. And so that's the big fun, is challenging yourself so that, you know, you get a little bit nervous and you don't know what's going to happen. And then you go out there and meet the challenge, and then you kind of feel good.
I always said there's nothing like a lone performer on stage with a guitar and a story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, that destroys any huge rock band, in my opinion. You know?
Yeah, it's a different dynamic. You know, it's I really like it. I like to be solo. It was, you know, when I started doing this Bruce Sudano solo artist thing, I basically in the beginning only did it with a band because I was emotionally wanted the cover, you know,
right.
And then I broke it down, you know, to me and Randy, and I got really comfortable with that, and then I said, okay, you're on your own now. So just my next challenge, Ray, is going to be to stand up by myself and play, because now I only sit down, so I feel you know, secure there. So we'll see if I can make the jump to actually standing by myself.
Sounds easy, but it really isn't. You know, not when you're
Well,
playing guitar. Yeah.
it's like I kind of get lost sometimes when I'm in the middle of
Yeah.
a song,
Right.
and I tried to go from a chair to a stool, and I didn't make it. I literally fell off the stool. So
That's funny.
I had to regress there for a minute, but we'll see.
I remember. You remember Woodstock and Richie Havens?
Sure.
They they kept telling him to stall for time, and I think he was there for like what 2 hours or 3 hours.
Right, singing freedom.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy. You know, he sang his whole repertoire. There was nothing left.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I've read where he said, he was just ad-libbing. He was just.
Yeah. Poor guy. That had been brutal with all
Well,
those people.
hey, he's written into the history of rock and roll, for sure.
Bruce, here's your final question. I've probably asked you this before last time we got together. If you had a Field of Dreams wish, and now this is really important now because we just had a Field of Dreams, a real Field of Dreams, which was awesome, by the way. They got to do more of those. To perform or collaborate, if you had a wish and to perform or collaborate with anyone from the past or present, who would that be?
I think I probably said this the last time you asked me that question.
Right.
And my answer always is Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you do with Dylan? Would you both be playing guitar and singing, or how would it work? Just songwriting?
It would probably me being really timid, trying not to be uncomfortable, because that would probably make him more uncomfortable. And I would be failing at it miserably. But in the best case scenario, it would happen by surprise. I will have just had a hit off a joint, and I'd be in the perfect headspace, and I'd have a good idea, and we'd hit it off miraculously. We'd write a really good song, and he'd say, "Hey, I'm going out and doing a set right now. Why don't you come out and sing that song?"
There you go.
And that would be my perfect little fantasy of how it would go.
Could happen. You know, you need to reach out to him.
Hey, well, look, I live by the motto: all things are possible. But
Should I talk to Fiona?
yeah.
I'll mention it to her. I haven't had Mr. Zimmerman on the show yet. He's kind of a hard guy to reach, but you never know. You never know.
You never know. So,
Bruce, anything else you need to promote or chat about?
No, I think we've covered it, Ray. I thank you for the time. It's good. It's good to chat again. Send me, I don't know if you email me your address, and I will have them send you a Bruce bobblehead.
Okay, I'll give it to Fiona, I guess, and she can pass it on over to you. I guess.
Okay. Yeah. If that, you don't have my email.
I don't have your email. No, I just went through Fiona.
Okay. All right.
Whatever's easier for you.
I'll see if I have your email. I'll send you my email. No reason why you can't have it. So
I'll send you my book.
That's cool. I like it. I'll read it.
It's 45 intimate conversations with the greatest music legends the world will ever. I mean, we got Johnny Winter, Edgar Winter, John Kay from Steppenwolf. I mean, you name it.
Great. I look forward to that.
It's our generation, man. We'll have to include you in the next. I'm going to do 4 series, so we'll have to include you maybe in the next series. How's that?
I would be honored. That would be awesome.
Bruce, thank you, man, for being on the show. Good luck with "Ode to a Nightingale." I hope to see you back in Florida, so you can visit your old stomping grounds, of course. The release of "Ode to a Nightingale." Where can they pre-order it? Can they pre-order that now or not yet?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's some kind of link up on Facebook or Instagram or something that you
Okay.
can pre-order it. And yeah, seven new babies.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say this to wrap it up.
Right.
I'm gonna make a plea when it comes to this record for people to actually listen.
Okay.
It's like I don't know if people really take the time to listen as much anymore. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go on a little campaign for people to put on their headphones, have a sip or whatever, or a puff
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, and sit back and listen to the record. We put a lot of time and care into it,
Sure.
I hope it will be an inspiration to people and like that.
It
So thanks,
inspired
Ray.
me,
I
man.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it so much, and I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah. Well, the lyrics are incredible. Your voice is tremendous. You're a great music artist. You're doing all the right things, man. And I just love your music. And I just want to mention also Spirals Volume 1, Not a Straight Line to Be Found, and Spirals Volume 2, Time and the Space in Between. That's available now at Amazon.com. And everybody needs to go to www.brucesudano.com for the very latest. And very special thanks to Fiona Bloom for
Yeah,
arranging
Fiona.
this interview with Bruce Sudano. Fiona also got me Rod Argent.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice connection there. Bruce, thank you
Yes.
so much, man. I really
Oh,
appreciate it.
yep, I appreciate it too, brother. See you next
All
time.
all
Thank you,
right.
Ray.
See you next time, man. Take
Bye
care.
bye. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye bye now.